If you're one of those people that wants their Toyota 4Runner to be the brightest thing out there, or you just love technology, you gotta check out the GTR Lighting iLED bulbs from the Ultra series. They're the Ultra Indicator LED bulbs, and they are the brightest thing in the world. I'm gonna show you how to go from this ugly, outdated technology to this brand new, incredibly bright product from GTR Lighting. Obviously, headlight performance is the most important thing in the world, right up there with off-road and auxiliary lighting, tail lights, but don't overlook indicator lights. Your indicators are your front turn signals, your rear turn signals, brake lights, reverse lights. And if you're into safety, style, and performance, you gotta swap out your old, ugly, amber, incandescent front turn signal bulbs with something high power that looks super cool. Check out the GTR Lighting iLED bulb. Now, I did a full in-depth video on how they work, why they work, how much brighter they are than others, and all I'm going to tell you right now is these are the craziest new LED technology to hit the streets, and they can fit your 4Runner very easily. The way these insanely bright new LED bulbs work is simple. The first step is knowing what kind of bulb you have. For the 4Runner, it's a 7443 amber. So on the website, we're going to pick the 7443 bulb option, and you'll see on the back of the bulb it has a golden anodized base. That tells me that this is an amber bulb. It does dual amber, bright amber and dim amber, so it's amber on both parking light and turn signal. Next up, you attach the specific bulb adapter that you need to the wiring on the iLED. Now right here, there's a notch and a tab. Those line up, but there's also an arrow. Get the arrows pointed together, press it together, add some dielectric grease, and secure it like so. And this is what the fully assembled iLED bulb looks like for the front of your turn signal. After that, you replace the old bulb with the new one. You take out the socket holding the original incandescent bulb, put that aside, and the new bulb fits right in place of your factory socket. Next, this installs directly in your headlight. There's a little assembly required to make these bulbs work in any vehicle. That's because they're universal in nature, but they work awesome on the 4Runner. We want to go from the bare bulb without the bulb adapter, the O-ring, or the screws to a completed bulb that looks like this. In the kit, you have two different types of foam seals that keep water out after the install is done. You have two different types of screws, one that's long and one that's short. And you have a collar spacer. If you want to see how to do this install in a universal setting, go check out the other video where I dive in depth on how to build your own. For now, I'm just going to show you how to do it on the 4Runner. We don't need the collar spacer because this is installing in a headlight that has a small opening. We don't need the large foam seal. So we're going to start with the small foam seal. That goes on first. Then we're going to put the bulb adapter on. I'm going to line up the arrows and slide it in place. And probably the most important part is getting our mount installed. The way the bulb socket works is the old incandescent bulb plugs into it, and then this goes into the housing directly. That's not going to happen anymore with the iLED bulb. Now the bulb itself will hold itself in place in the headlight. So the mounting system on these bulbs is really cool. On the original bulb holder, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 locking tabs that align with the opening in the headlight and twist in place. So we need to recreate those with screws on the LED bulb itself. Because we aren't using the collar spacer on this application, I'm going to use the small screws. Now, an interesting thing about this is we actually only need 3 of the 4 because 2 of them are very close together, and that 4th tab is not compatible with this style. To get started, I recommend you put a screw in anywhere. It doesn't matter. These are completely universally aligned, and you just have to start somewhere and then work your way around. So there you go. I put one in, and then I'm going to hold it up to the original bulb adapter and examine where the tabs are on the bulb adapter. So I have the top one right here. Now I'm going to do the side one. As you can see, it's a perfect 90-degree angle. So I'm going to go from the top to the side. Again, using a short screw. It's very easy to see now how the ILED mounts align with the original socket mounts. The last one we're going to do is directly on the bottom. So if you're looking at it this way, we have for the 4Runner, one screw at 12 o'clock, one screw at 3 o'clock, and one screw at 6 o'clock. We're not doing that fourth screw because it's halfway between the 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock position in this example, and the ILED bulb doesn't have enough holes to replicate it. That's okay. Even with 3 of the 4 mounting points replicated, as you can see, it still works just fine. Line up those screws with the appropriate openings on the headlight, give it a little pressure, and twist in. Now, the wiring for the ILED should plug directly into your factory turn signal wiring, and this should already be connected to your vehicle. Now, if you plan on using these bulbs in either your front or rear turn signals, don't forget to add the turn signal adapter to your card at checkout. This little cylinder is required to make sure that they work properly on any blinking bulb. Normally, you don't need this little adapter on anything except turn signals, but if you install these bulbs in a parking light, a brake light, or a reverse light and you get some kind of an error, these turn signal adapters should fix that too. Lastly, let's talk about your taillights. The back of your 4Runner uses the exact same ILED setup as your front turn signals would. Amber bulb, 7443. You just mimic those 3 mounting tabs and plug and play. If you want the brightest turn signals in the world, front to back, the ILED can do your front turn signals, your reverse lights, and your rear turn signals. Just make sure that you get the right colors. On the back turn signal, you can also do a red version if you want to. It's a cool way to stand out from the crowd and have something different than everybody else, while also having the brightest technology in the world. If you want to go even deeper into the technology, go check out our other video where I explain where this came from, how it's made, how it compares to other options. But first, let's show you the install.
To reach the turn signal bulbs, you need to go through the fender liner. Now that we're here in the fender liner, you need to remove these 2 bolts located right here and here. Now that we have these bolts removed, just simply pull back the fender liner and you can reach the turn signal bulb. Just reach into the fender, unlock the bulb, and pull it out. Now just grab your new GTR Ultra ILED and plug it into the factory connection. And after you install your screws, your locking screws, you can insert it into the housing. Just make sure to align the tabs and twist the bulb clockwise. To finish it off, just place the fender liner in its original position and insert the bolts and repeat the same steps for the passenger side.
The GTR Lighting ILED bulbs from the Ultra series are amazing. They've really got it all. The brightest indicator technology in the world, hands down. Different color options for the front and rear of your vehicle. They fit turn signals, brake lights, reverse lights. Anywhere where there's a traditional miniature incandescent light bulb, these things will fit. A lot of vehicles need extra parts to make them work. Not the case with the GTR Lighting ILED. Totally plug and play and a super easy install on your next adventure.